Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donna. This is South Shore Paper, and I have a friend here with me today.
Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things, all the way from Missouri, and ready for
the New York Metropolitan Pen Show. We're going to go grab breakfast, and then we're going to hit the pen show, and we'll check in with you guys again later. Bye. Okay. We barely made it through the front door. We stopped here and we're trying these
what did we
pen
just
testers,
say?
ink testers. My apologies, Gail is not here to share her haul. Go check her out at Gail's Bookish Things. We have been friends on Instagram and YouTube for a few years, and she invited me to go to the St. Louis Pen Show, but my family's trip here was overlapping and I couldn't make it work. So when the New York Pen Show popped up, I asked her to come here, and she did. And I picked her up at the airport, and we checked her into her hotel. I took her down to the beach and the boardwalk to see that. And then we just grabbed some takeout and went back to my house and hung out and played with all my pens and inks and papers. And she checked out all my leather journals and all that good stuff. So we just enjoyed the pen show together. And on the way out the door, we did spy Tom from Goldspot Pens and Penboy Roy from the Pentertainment podcast, but we were running short on time and I really needed to get her back to the airport. So we didn't stop to say hello, but it was cool just seeing everybody there in the room together. And that's it. So now on to my haul. Okay, so on to the haul. I got a few stickers at the pen show and I just put them in my little cafe notes. This is sort of like my catch-all journal that I'm keeping these days. Well, I brought this journal to the pen show, so I swatched the Robert Oster inks on here, and I also swatched them in my ink logs. This is like everything that holds all of my inks that I test, samples, and the ones I want to purchase. And okay, so while we were talking about inks, I guess I'll show you the two inks that I bought first, then we'll get on to notebooks and pens. I bought these two inks, Green Goddess these are Colorverse inks, the U.S. cities. This is Green Goddess for New York, Red Rock for Arizona. And I did swatch these, and I have a separate video about that. They only had one bottle left of this, and Gail was sweet enough to let me take the bottle, but I'm sending her out a sample of it so she can try it and see if she likes it. And that is what I got. Oh, and I did there was one guy in the back, and he had a lot of vintage ink bottles. He wasn't there on the second day when I went back because I did want to grab a few, but I did get a bottle of Parker Quink ink for $5. So I was happy about that little purchase, and very cool bottle. Notebooks, I picked up these Oasis notebooks, and these are A6 size, really cute. And they're not Tomoe River paper, and I forget what the grams were. Let me see. I don't know if it says it in here or if I wrote it down. I can look it up. But it has a spot where you can, they're blank, but you can date them, accordingly. So if you don't record notes every single day, they're great. And I absolutely love that they lay flat. So, You can see that. And I did a little testing in the back just on fountain pen inks. But I did some pretty heavy swatching there. Shimmer ink, and it shows up beautifully. I hope it's showing up there on the camera. And platinum carbon black, and this was, I believe this was probably the Queen King. And you could see there was barely ghosting and bleed through. So there was a gentleman there who was selling vintage fountain pens, and he is the author of this fountain pen journal magazine. And because I bought a few pens from him, he very, very generously gifted me a few issues of this magazine. And you can go sign up for the magazine and, you know, get them sent to you. But it has really interesting articles in here. I just started skimming through it, so I haven't really read through it, but it's very, very interesting. And so I got those. So I went to the fountain pen because I did want to spend a little bit more time looking at some vintage fountain pens. The only two that I have are from Estabrook, the transitional and dollar pens, and I adore these. They're not vintage nibs on these, unfortunately, but I don't know, the colors are just so neat. And I forget which one of them has, it has a name on here, and it's like sort of worn off from all the years of, you know, somebody holding the pen and writing with it. And I don't know, I just think that's very interesting. The only thing I do not like about these pens is the lever fill, which is, I mean, it's not difficult to do, but you can't really gauge when the sack on the inside is full. You can kind of guess by the feel of the you know, pulling the lever. And, you know, it's not the most practical, but they're just still adorable. And so anyway, long story short, I wanted to get more of these to add to my collection, but I decided against it in the end. For right now, the 2 of these is enough. I was in the market for a classic, and that is the Parker 51. And I am by no means an expert in anything vintage fountain pens. I just go for what I like and what I want to try, and, you know, at a reasonable price. And, you know, something like Parker. I mean, Parker's been around since the late 1800s, and the 51s were produced in, I think that, well, late 40s, early 50s. And they've pretty much kept to the same design about that. And I think that was what drew me to it. It's very classically designed. They've remained very consistent in this design over the years. It has a friction cap. I have lotion on my hands, so it was a little hard to slide off. Friction cap. It has, see the lotion again. Okay. It has a squeeze converter, which is easier than a lever filler to fill up, but along the same designs as there's a sack on the inside. But again, it works. You can post it. And this is just so classically timeless. And I love this green. It's not really a jade. It's sort of like a blue-green. We can start that color debate all over again if you want. And I love the hooded nib because now your fingers do not get close to the nib and do not get inky. Perfection, right? Yeah, so this is a classic. I love it. I like writing with it. I'll do writing samples in a second with the pens that I bought. Another fountain pen that I got was, and this is not vintage. This is, I think this is still current on the Aurora website. This is an Aurora Ypsilon, but it felt like, it sort of felt classic in design, I don't know, the sleek black resin body and the sterling silver cap. And the only thing is, it is a proprietary converter, but you know, it's okay. Again, not a make it or break it. And they have another one that's similar to this, but it has red and green rings on it that is on my wish list to represent the flags of Italy. Aurora is a Italian manufacturer. And I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my voice today. And the last two pens that I got were, and these were not on my radar at all. And actually didn't know anything about them. But when I saw them, first I saw the ballpoint. Then I saw the fountain pen. Then I was like, do I get the ballpoint, the fountain pen? I don't know, let's try this. And I wound up getting them both because they were too cute as a pair. So this is, from what I understand and what I could find out online, which is not a lot, these are part of the Signum fountain pen line. I don't know the year that these were manufactured. And when I looked at other Signum pens, they all have the Roman wheel on the finial on the end cap. These do not. So I am thinking that perhaps these were a prototype. I don't know. I really don't know anything about them. If anybody out there in the fountain pen community has any information, please comment below. I would really like a little bit more information about these. So this one is a rollerball. And this is the fountain pen. Look at that little clip. So, and my hands are tiny enough that yes, I could actually get away with writing it that way. But to post it, it just sits beautifully in the hand. These are nice and substantial because they are sterling silver. They're just, I don't know, they were just beautiful pieces. They spoke to me, so I bought them. So these are the 4 additions to my fountain pen collection. That's what I got at the pen show. And okay, sorry if this video is a little rambly and a little long. I will update you again on the papers and the pens when I get a chance. And thank you so much for watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.